From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into another edition of Up Close and Personal here on The Horse's Mouth at Tommy Max, back at the bar, brought to you by our friends at Goodfellas Cigar Lounge and Spirits, as well as Bruss Nutter Wealth Advisors. My guest this time around is Dasha Teichlich. How are you, Dasha?
I'm doing very well.
Nice to meet you. Tell us about microant.com.
Okay, so Microant, we design new antenna technologies, and then we manufacture them on behalf of our customers.
Okay.
And we work in the microwave frequency spectrum.
Wow. Okay, so how'd you get into that? That seems like a lot, but it's cool. But how'd you get into it?
Yeah, so I actually came from a background. I have an engineering background, nothing to do with antennas. I don't even think I ever saw an antenna when I was in engineering school.
Okay.
But
wow.
There's not a lot of programs out there for antenna engineering specifically, so that's not very uncommon in our industry. A lot of people come into this without a background in it. You have to learn it on the go.
Sure.
But I came from a strategy background, and so I was invited into the company to do program management, to help stand up things like product roadmaps, and then to manage the engineering team.
Okay.
And now I'm the director of business development.
Okay, so business development, you're handling all aspects of that, right? From sales to implementation to maybe not design, but making sure that they're ready to go for each and every project management, if you will. Mm-hmm. Is that part of the duty?
Absolutely.
And what'd you do before that? What were you into prior to that?
Yeah, so before that, I was working at a company called Bridgewater Associates. They're the world's largest hedge fund, and I was there the office of the CEOs in the strategy and planning function. Okay. So I was helping stand up the overall strategy and planning kind of mechanism for the company. How do you plan for a multi-year strategy? How do you do a budget associated with that? And then I also manage some specific strategic initiatives within that, particularly relating to talent, as well as some like process improvements, bureaucracy cutting type work.
Wow, so you got the background to be doing what you're doing now. That's cool.
It's I would say it's a generalist background.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Get dropped in and learn new things type of background.
Yeah. All right. So where are these antennas at? Like, where can you see them around town, or where?
Yes. Actually, I was in St. Augustine a few weeks ago, and if you're walking along, you might see like water meter area, like little green holes with lids, and sometimes you see a little black device on top. It's really thin. It's like a little pancake. It's just sitting there. It doesn't even say Microant on it. That is an antenna that we designed for a company that does smart infrastructure. That antenna reads a sensor in the water, and then instead of a person having to go and measure the water, it's communicating out probably to telephone towers around. It's able to collect that automatically. So if there's a flood, if there's an issue, a pipe break, that is known immediately, and it doesn't require like people going in and just measuring things with sticks anymore.
Okay, so are you targeting certain types of, companies, municipalities, what have you, that type of thing?
Yeah, so what we do is we'll work with a company that needs an antenna. Usually an antenna is a part of, so everything has an antenna nowadays. Everything is wireless, right? But not all antennas need to be very good. Some antennas are like communicating, the distance between your computer and your earphones, not very long distance. Okay. You don't need a great antenna for that. Right. But some antennas need something special about them. So this one for the water meter, for example, has, some of them are placed on the road and trucks drive over it. Plus, if the antenna has longer range, that means you don't need as many telephone pole data collectors. And you can imagine installing, maintaining all that, very expensive. So having a better antenna has a lot of benefits. So we work with companies that need an antenna within their product, and the antenna enables their technology to be much better than the competitor. Wow,
that's phenomenal. So you seek out those prospects, find out what they need, figure that out, plan that out, show them the plan, and then implement that plan.
Exactly.
Wow, that's fascinating. I don't know if I feel smarter or I feel like this is way over my head. I'm only a bartender, Dasha, you know what I mean? I'm an educated man, but I'm really only a bartender, but it sounds really fascinating.
I think a lot of people view antennas and wireless communications kind of like black magic or a black box technology.
Right. Well, what's the future hold for the microwave antenna?
Oh my gosh, there's
continue to evolve.
So much going on. I mean, you've heard of SpaceX, right? So there's this whole world of low Earth orbiting satellites that's opening up right now, right? So before we had a lot of geostationary satellites, and they're really far away from Earth. And communicating with them requires like larger antennas in size. But the good news is they're far away, and you just place them there and they go. But with low Earth orbiting, you have antennas that are maybe 3 times or 4 times closer, significantly closer to Earth, but they're moving constantly. And there's like one every 15 minutes comes up and then sets, and then another one comes up. So now you need different types of antennas to communicate with them. They don't need to be as large, but they need to track and then reconnect to the next without losing a signal. So you have a whole new world, and SpaceX is just one company doing that. There are so many companies OneWeb is getting into the game. Telesat is getting into the game. There's so many companies doing this LEO. They all have different needs, different solutions they're going to need. So there's a lot. And the more antennas there are in the world, the more interference there is. So there's more problems that antenna engineers need to solve.
Is there a whole security side to all that? It's got to be, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Do you guys handle that, or is that something totally outside of the scope?
It's a different part of the industry.
Yeah, interesting. Well, it's great having you on. Where can people find you?
Microant.com. And if you put in information through our contact form, you will reach me directly. You'll also be able to reach my team through the phone number provided on also LinkedIn. I'm very big on LinkedIn. I talk to people on LinkedIn all the time.
Great. Awesome.
Congrats. Thank you so much.
And good luck.
Appreciate it.
Fascinating stuff. I mean, you meet the greatest people doing great things here in Jacksonville. Who would have thought we'd be talking about antennas on the horse's mouth at the bar? But I'm sure glad we did. You learn something new every single day. Hey, listen, if you like these kind of videos and meeting these kind of people and you want to see more, go to iwantabuzz.com. We'll be back next time around. Till next time, stay safe and be cool. We'll see you right here on the horse's mouth. Cheers.
From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time now for our Legacy of Leaders segment here on The Horse's Mouth. And Tommy Max back at the bar, brought to you by our friends at Bruss Nutter Wealth Advisors and at Goodfellas Cigar Lounge and Spirits. My guest this time around is Alexander Moore, CEO and founder of Yumi Care. And he's here at the bar. Hi, Alex.
Hey,
how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Cheers,
great
man.
Great to see you and great to have you on the show, man.
Well, thanks for the invite, Tom.
You've been here since 1989, you said. So you're basically a native.
I'm a native. You know, it snowed. It snowed that year.
That's right.
You remember that?
I wasn't here then, but yeah, I remember seeing about that.
Yeah, it hasn't snowed since.
Yeah, well, that's maybe a good omen. Right? you got it to stop snowing here in Jacksonville, Alex.
Absolutely.
That's a great thing. All right, tell us about Yumi Care, man. You're the founder and CEO. How'd you start it? How'd you get into it? And tell us what you're doing.
So Yumi Care is a digital marketplace that connects seniors with trained local caregivers.
Okay.
I got going in this business. I've been in healthcare for 20 years in Jacksonville, believe it or not.
All right.
And I've seen this industry kind of struggle.
Yep.
And it really hit home when my family started going through it.
Okay.
So I started this company to really change things.
Yep.
The big gap in the market is, finding somebody that really, really cares to come in and focus on that relationship.
Yep.
Now, people need all kinds of things in the home.
Sure.
To prevent them from going into senior living facilities or whatever. And you can hire an agency to come in and do companionship or whatever. But a lot of times the caregiver comes in, they're overworked, they're a little bit burned out, having trouble.
Yep.
What we wanted to do is change that. We wanted to get good quality caregivers that build relationships. Okay, and we did that by solving the technology piece, which allows us to pay caregivers a lot more.
Okay.
Allows us to retain them and make them happy.
Okay. So I have a 91-year-old mother who broke her hip probably 4 months ago. She's better, healing up great, but have had in-home, care, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and whatnot. Right. Are we talking that, or are we talking more like, hey, if you need help just getting around, help going to the grocery store, or help getting you to a point? Is that what we're talking about?
It's the subclinical stuff.
Okay.
So there's home care, there's medical home care, and then there's what we do.
Okay, cool.
Which is like the iceberg. So you got people that need medical help, and then there's this iceberg of people that just need help getting around, companionship, meal prep, transportation, all the things that we would do for our parents. If we could do it all the time.
Okay.
Right? And we find that people need help with that, and finding good quality care is hard.
No doubt. And for my mother, she's in the towers, Pablo Towers in Jack's Beach. We love it. She loves it. But she could absolutely use something like that. Now, my siblings and I, we go see her, we help her, we do this and that. But to fill in those gaps.
Fill in the gaps.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have clients. We actually have a client not too far from there.
Okay.
And we go by 2 days a week, 2 hours a day.
Okay.
Okay. And it helps fill in the gaps where the sons and daughters can't get there.
Yep.
But it provides support that they need. And we're one of the only companies out there that will do less than 6 hours at a time.
Okay.
A lot of
really?
agencies, you call them, they say, we're not coming out
Right.
for less than 6 hours. But
Right.
the way we're set up allows us to be able to get a local carrier that's close by.
Okay.
Right. And then they can come by however long you need.
So are you, in a sense, a staffing company for those type of caregivers? Like you're searching out for those?
That's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, because we're not an agency. What we do is we find families who need help, and then we find caregivers that match with them. And what's interesting is there's 4 components when it comes to matching a caregiver with a customer. There's the proximity, how far away.
Right.
There is their training level. Okay.
Yep.
And then there's their availability. Do they just work nights and weekends or whatever, right? And then the final thing, and this is where we really differentiate, personality.
Right.
Are they going to get along?
Right.
I mean, is this going to be a long-term relationship? Because we don't want to have a new person coming in every other day, especially if somebody has memory care issues.
And let's be honest, most older people are nice. They like talking. They just want to talk to somebody and be there and help out wherever, right? I mean, that's the relationship.
That's the relationship.
Right? That's the key to get them
it's all
feeling
about
comfortable,
that relationship. Yeah.
Right? Well, that's great, man. So you just launched, like officially launched in 2021. Is that correct?
Right. That's right. That's right. So in November, we launched a pilot.
Okay.
We wanted to test out the technology that we built. We wanted to test out the caregivers that we've been able to recruit and prove that we can kind of do this the right way. We launched small beta Jacksonville. Now we're in a phase where it's all about growth.
Okay.
So we're looking for local partnerships, and we're looking for local families who need help, and we just want to get the word out.
Cool. How can we help you other than being here on the show? How can people find YumiCare?
Yeah, I mean, the best way to just go online, www.yumicare.com.
Okay.
That's where we are. We're also all over, social media.
Cool.
As you know, we're sharing stories, we're changing lives, and I think that's really what it's about. People ask me, how do you plan to build this business? And I'm in the people business.
Yeah. There's a need. There's definitely a need.
There's definitely a need. And I'm in the people business, and it's all about creating relationships and helping people. People refer for this business.
Yep.
So you can do marketing and you should do marketing, but the way you're going to get a lot of your next customers is by having other customers that go, you need to call YumiCare.
Yeah. It's really important too, because as we wrap up, because I know just from my own mother, and filling in those gaps and having somebody just there. Because even when you're by yourself, even if it's for part of the day, you get lonely. Your significant other is gone, maybe it's passed, not with you any longer. You may have family around, you may not.
Right.
Even if you do, you still need that kind of and it's more than companionship, right? It's not just hanging out and talking; it's hanging out and helping. Whether it's organizing something, getting you to where you have to go, making sure things are done for you, reminding you of things. That's a big one.
Medication reminders is a big one. A lot of people can get into trouble. They'll mix their medications, forget to take them. Medication reminders are important. The other thing, we have 3 pillars that we focus on: connectivity, activity, like physical movement and activity. You got to use it or you lose it.
That's right.
And then safety. There are a lot of things in the home that, as you get a little bit older, they become less accessible. Example is like, what kind of doorknobs do you have and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
And so having our caregivers trained to kind of pick out and say, that throw rug is very nice looking, but that's a trip hazard.
It's a problem.
And you might end up with another broken hip.
No doubt, or worse.
Do something about it,
or
right?
worse.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
So it's really about doing things different.
Cool, man.
Changing.
Taking care of people.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Alex, awesome to hear about your
man.
story, man, and thanks for being on the show.
Appreciate you.
That's awesome. That's right, man. Taking care of people here in the fine city of Jacksonville and beyond. Always love meeting new people and hearing what they're doing to make the lives of others that much better. Hey, if you like these kind of segments and videos, make sure you check out iwanttabuzz.com. Until next time, we'll see you, and stay safe and be cool out there. We'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's the Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into another edition of Up Close and Personal here on the Horse's Mouth, brought to you by our good friends at Goodfellas Cigar Lounge and Spirits and Brust Nutter Wealth Advisors. My guest this time around is Derek Lewis from Attraction and Entertainment Solutions. Derek, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good.
Welcome to the show and to my bar, man. I appreciate you being here.
I appreciate it.
So tell me about Attraction and Entertainment Solutions. What do you guys do?
Sure. So we're a company, and what we do is we design and build scenic elements for theme parks. So if you've ever been to Legoland, I'm sure you've seen plenty of our work. And we just barely did a whole bunch of stuff for the new Peppa Pig theme park that opened down there as well.
So they come to you, they say, hey, we want to open this Peppa Pig theme park, and you help us build the theme.
Exactly. So what happens is we get what's called the theme book from whoever the client is, and then we take that and we figure out, okay, how are we going to make this a reality? So we get all the concept art and stuff, and then it's our job to make it real.
So you said you consider yourselves storytellers, right? You said that
Absolutely.
Up there. So is that theme book, is that like a graphic novel almost? Like in that, not a graphic novel, but you know what I mean? Like is it kind of like that? Like in that sense? Like here it is, like a lookbook almost with entertainment projects?
I mean, absolutely. It has everything from concept art to the way things should or shouldn't look. And the stories of the different rides and attractions that are to be told.
So you come in and you help them figure that all out and implement it and all that.
So we get that and we figure out, okay, how are we going to turn this story into something that people can actually walk through and experience and be a part of the story themselves. Very cool.
Very cool. So you moved out here to finish your or to get your master's at SCAD up in Charleston.
Savannah.
Savannah, I'm sorry. Savannah.
Close enough,
up in Savannah. Right, that's a great school.
It is.
And you're a recent grad.
Yes, I graduated just about a year ago.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you got a gig right away. That's pretty impressive.
Well, I worked really hard at it, and it's something I love doing. So I'm, and the fact that I found a gig, especially in the midst of everything, is really a cool thing.
Were you ever a theme park guy? Like some people love theme parks, some people like, I could do either. Are we always into that?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up going to theme parks my entire life. Actually, one of my favorite things was going to, in Disney's California Adventure, they have, or at least they used to have, I don't know if it's still there, but they have a wine cell that the Imagineers converted into basically a show and tell. You could see some of the projects they worked on in the past, all the models and concept art and things like that. And that was always one of my favorite things to go do. It wasn't necessarily a ride or anything. I love to see what, look at what the people who actually made this.
The production doing. Almost of it all,
exactly.
Right? You appreciate it. You appreciate all the work that goes into it. So from soup to nuts, beginning to end, how long is the project? So like Peppa Pig, how long did that take your part to get? Is it a long process?
It is a long process, actually, because, you think about it, you're basically making a multi-million-dollar art installation.
Right.
So, the Peppa Pig project, it actually, I came in on the tail end of it, to be honest. My Attraction and Entertainment Solutions have been working on that for at least a year and a half, if not a little bit longer.
Wow.
Designing and building everything.
Great. So. What's next for you? What's on the horizon as far as project? You got anything cool coming up?
We do. We have a couple of things for Legoland that we're currently working on, and I can't say too much about them because it's kind of under wraps. But
confidentiality agreements.
Exactly.
Did you sign yours before you came in here? No, we don't have any of those. I'm just kidding. You can only say so much. Sure.
Yeah, but I definitely can say there are definitely some cool things coming down the pipeline.
Okay. How do you like living in Jacksonville? You're new to the area. So how do you like it?
It's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
Cool. What part of town are you in?
The Deerwood area.
Okay, good. Awesome area on the south side. Beautiful, man. Well, thanks for coming on the show. That's really fascinating stuff. I think he's our first. I think you're our first. Theme park design and getting the theme together for these great parks. It's awesome. Well, congratulations, man. And thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, hey, man, you learn something new and you meet new people on this show, and we love talking to each and every one of them. Great people doing great things right here in the great city of Jacksonville. Till next time, stay safe and be cool out there. We'll see you right here on The Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time once again for Up Close and Personal here on The Horse's Mouth. It's our Make Making a Difference segment. Awesome to have our guest here. Brought to you by Brust Nutter Wealth Advisors and our friends at Goodfellas Cigar Lounge and Spirits. Our guest this time around is Sandra D. Johnson from the Madicel Group. How are you, my friend?
All right, Tom. How are you?
It's great to have you.
Thank you.
How's it going? I feel like we know each other already. I mean, we've been talking off air for a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
Absolutely.
It's great to have you. Thanks for coming to Tommy Max. Appreciate you. Tell us about Madicel and what it stands for, which is so cool.
Thank you so much. So Madicel stands for making a difference in someone else's life.
Awesome.
And I came up with that name years ago because of the impact that I was able to have in the lives of young teenage girls.
Wow.
At the time. They had become women and they were able to come back and just share their story.
Wow.
Their survival, their progression, they're thriving. And so just it encouraged me to keep going.
Okay.
To stay in this game.
Yeah.
To keep pressing through and realize too, it was something I'm called to.
Yeah. Well, it's a calling.
Yeah.
For sure. You're serving.
Yes.
You're serving the Lord. You're doing the good work of the Lord. There's no doubt about that. And I appreciate that big time. But prior to helping the young ladies, what were you doing then? Like, how did you, where's the progression into that? And then now, of course, Madicel.
So I would say what was going on in my life, I was involved in case management with youth at risk.
Okay.
So working with juveniles who had gotten into some trouble. Also training adults throughout the state of Florida specifically. I worked with the Department of Juvenile Justice. I worked with training adults on how to work with young people at risk.
Wow.
And more of that I became more and more passionate about caring about what's happening to them, what's happening to their family as well, because it's a package deal,
no doubt,
right?
Absolutely.
We do too much separating, we're take that kid out and shake off the dust, and it's like, no, the whole family needs support.
No doubt about it. Now, you also specialize in mental health.
Yes.
And it is Mental Health Awareness Month, which is what great timing.
Absolutely.
Thanks again.
Absolutely.
You made it easier for us.
Yes,
Appreciate
indeed.
Yeah, but that is been a focus of yours, right?
Yes, it is. And looking at, how we are dealing with ourselves, right? And so what I do is I work on the emotional health side of the mental health piece. I feel like if we let our emotional health fall, then we're going to let our mental health fall.
Right.
So I want to come in and do like a sneak attack and deal with your mental health and work on your emotional health and then work on your mental health.
Yeah.
Dealing with how you work with anger.
Right.
How you work with the way you think and see yourself, right? So one of my powerful sayings that I tell all of the kids and all of the parents, the way that I think is the way that I act. So if I want to change my actions, I need to change my thinking. So our thoughts are directly connected to our behavior.
Wow, that's fantastic. Because mental health is, it used to be mental toughness, right? And there's that's not really talked about. It's more about the mental health side, which it's really all of it, right? The whole being. It encompasses the whole thing.
All your well-being.
Yeah.
Right? Because it affects everything.
So, look, I'm a positive man. I'm a happy man. I have faith in my life. I feel good about myself overall.
Okay.
I have to work on it all the time. But I believe everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody in this world deserves to be happy. But I know it's not that easy. It's not like just be happy. There are some people, they for some reason can't find that inner peace and maybe it's more peace than happiness for me. Maybe it's just the peace of the good Lord is here and I'm working hard and I'm blessed with so many blessings with my family and everything I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
But it's, how do you get there? Like, if you're not there, that's really got to be challenging.
Let me answer that. All right.
Please.
So what I think is that what happens with us is we think that we got to focus on the happiness, and what we think, we have just start to believe this idea that if I'm not happy, something's broken. If you don't make me happy, you can't be in my life. And if we start to recognize happiness is one of many emotions that we have, and you're right, we all should learn to be happy. But I think it is a process. Peace will help my happiness, okay? Like I'm wearing a band right here.
It's learning to be happy.
It is, right? It says that hope is the fuel for my happy. So if I choose to have hope, I can grow in my happy.
Right.
Yep. So I want to develop that happiness.
Cool.
And you know what else we have to also pay attention to, Tom, is sadness happens.
Yep.
If I learn that this sadness is not going to destroy me, I'm going to appreciate my happiness so much more.
No doubt.
Because I moved from one emotion to another one.
Yep.
And that's what it is.
It's like that Pink tune. We listen to Pink with my girls. You know, just because it burns doesn't mean you're going to die.
That's right.
You got to get up and try. How about that?
Absolutely.
Come on, Pink. Thank you.
Right.
We love Pink.
She's talking about being happy. We can get there.
That's right.
All of us can get there.
All right, let's wrap it up with what you have brought here. You're working for the Duval County school system as well, correct? Or Duval County?
Our city. For our teen
City of
court.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, I support the youth that are part of teen court.
Great.
Right? I want to help out with the bigger picture, right? With our school board as well.
Help you get there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I have the book about strategic parenting for the 21st century.
Great.
I have a book for our young people called Message Notifications. You see, I do a play on words there, right?
I love it. Yeah.
And you know what I found with this one?
Yep.
Parents need to read it because there's things we've missed growing up.
Yeah.
No one taught us that. No one took the time, right?
Right.
These are helpful resources. They help with your emotional and mental health.
Okay.
We start dealing with that. This right here, Tom.
Well box. I love it.
This is an emotional wellness kit. Okay. I have it loaded with a lot of great things so that we can bring wellness to your front door. You have it at home. And we're, because sometimes we can't get to a session, right? Yeah. But this is something you can have and go to and use. The resources. It's full of a lot of things. If people want to see what's in it, they got to go to my website, right? All right. And check that out.
Beautiful.
To see
What's the website real quick?
It is thematicelgroup.com.
All right. Beautiful. Sandra, thanks so much. Sandra D.
You got
Appreciate
it.
you, girl.
Appreciate you.
All right. Oh, awesome. Love meeting people doing great things right here in the great city of Jacksonville. Till next time, stay safe and be cool out there. And we'll see you right here on The Horse's Mouth.
Feel a new level of comfort with underwear for men. Created for men with an active lifestyle and designed for sports, work, medical, and everyday wear. Underwear for Men has a special patented drawstring pouch which allows you to adjust the perfect custom fit around your manhood. It allows you the separation you need and the support you deserve. The drawstrings adjust to isolate and support. The mesh pouch cools and comforts. The tailored fit won't rubber chafe. A tagless plush waistband sized to fit a man's waist, and materials that are quick dry and moisture wicking. Underwear for Men is available in all your favorite styles and colors. In briefs, trunks, and 6-inch and 9-inch boxer briefs, and in your choice of cottony, extra cool, viscose, or polyester fabrics. Underwear for Men. Support your manhood.